Hi, welcome to Lady Lovestead Reads. My name is Jessica. These are my bookish activities in January 2026. If you're new here, I read a lot of different genres. Pretty much every genre I read except for westerns and sci-fi, but I'm willing to read westerns and sci-fi. I read from middle grade to YA to adult. I don't share trigger warnings in my videos because I think they're spoilery, but if you have any concerns about triggers, I recommend using the app Storygraph. First, carryovers from December, I have two. So we have Carrie by Stephen King. My friend Chelsea at Read Chelsea Read has inspired me to go on a Stephen King journey, reading Stephen King in publication order. Lots and lots of other booktubers have done this. Gavin comes to mind. He's doing this. This is nothing new. This is nothing original, but it's going to be my own journey. And so we're starting out the journey with his first publication, not technically first ever, but his first published novel, Carrie. You've probably heard of this. It's actually considered a modern classic now, if you can believe that. It was published in 1974, and it's about a girl named Carrie White who has something going on. Some telekinetic powers, just a little something going on with her. She apparently goes on a violent rampage. My second carryover is Ruin by Gwynne. She is a thick girl. This is book 3 in the Faithful and the Fallen series, which is about a war between gods. It's adult high fantasy, similar to Game of Thrones. I've been reading this with my friend Amy at AB Harbert and Pages, who hosted a read-along of the series in 2025. And I, of course, fell behind because that's what I'm best at. But I have started this. I'm like 50 pages in so far, and we'll continue reading it in January. Next, Lovestead Buddy Reads. I'm going to go ahead and talk about the Buddy Reads coming up for January, March, and April, because I don't think I'm going to do a separate video about the quarterly activities. All of the information about what we do at the Lovestead, which is my Discord, is in the Discord. I have a Patreon, but it's just a tip jar. You can do everything we do at the Lovestead for free through the Discord. It's all linked in the description box down below. But in January, the Lovestead Buddy Read pick is Madwoman by Chelsea Bieker. In February, it is The Girl Who Speaks Bear by Sophie Anderson. In March, it is The Bog Wife by Kay Chronister. For this video, I will just share the description of Madwoman, since that's what we're reading this month. It says, Clove has gone to extremes to keep her past a secret. Thanks to her lies, she's landed the life of her dreams, complete with a safe husband and 2 adoring children who will never know the terror that was routine in her childhood. If her buried anxiety threatens to breach the surface, Clove, if that's really her name, focuses on finding the right supplement, the right gratitude meditation. But when she receives a letter from a women's prison in California, her past comes screeching into the present, entangling her in a dangerous game with memory and the people she thought she had outrun. This is an adult literary thriller dealing with motherhood and womanhood, and this cover is so gorgeous. For the Trilogy Along in January, February, and March, we're doing a cowboy romance, y'all. Giddy up. So this is the Cowboys of California trilogy by Rebekah Weatherspoon. I've heard really good things about this. The first book is A Cowboy to Remember, which we will be reading in January. In February, we will read If the Boot Fits. And in March, we'll read A Thorn in the Saddle. April, we'll take a break, and then in May, we'll start the next trilogy. So, A Cowboy to Remember. What is this one about? It says, with a headline spot on a hit morning show and truly mouth-watering culinary skills, Chef Evie Buchanan is perched on the edge of stardom. But at an industry party, a fall lands Evie in the hospital with no memory of who she is. Scrambling to help, Evie's assistant contacts the only family Eve has left, close friends who run the luxury dude ranch in California where Evie grew up. She has no recollection of them until former rodeo champion Zach Pleasant walks into her hospital room and she realizes his handsome face has been haunting her dreams. Intriguing! That's it for the books I plan to read in January. If you watch my 2026 goals video, you know I don't have goals for 2026. So the TBRs are going to be pretty light. Other activities going on at the Lovestead though. We're doing a watch-along. I'm really excited for this one. This is one of my favorite TV shows of all time. So this is a British show from the 90s called Keeping Up Appearances. It's a comedy featuring the magnificent Patricia Rutledge, who recently passed away. So we're going to watch one season a month starting in January with season 1. I would love it if you watch this with us. Next, I do sprints on one Saturday a month every month. And I think what I'm going to do this year to simplify and streamline things is instead of picking a particular Saturday, we're just going to go with the first Saturday of the month every month, if that works for you. If it doesn't work for you, let me know and we can change it. But we'll do the first Saturday of every month sprints in the Discord starting at noon Central Time, which is Chicago time. And we usually go like till midnight, late into the night. So sprints are really fun. You can read, you can clean, you can do whatever you want. It's basically just a way for us to spend time together virtually. And then the last thing in January is my Cozy 48 Readathon, which I do seasonally, winter, spring, summer, fall. And for the Cozy 48, this is also a really simple way to participate in a fun readathon. No pressure, not really any particular prompts you have to do or cover except for 2. The first one is you have to just read something. You could read a book, you could read a manga, you could read webtoons, you could read a magazine, you could read a scholarly journal article. I don't care, just read something. And the reason it's called Cozy 48 is because it originally started out as a 24 and 48 where we'd spend 48 hours and try to read for 24 hours within that 48 hours, but it has since evolved into just being something you can really adapt to your own reading lifestyle. So like for me, what I like to do when we have a Cozy 48 in a month is I do the timer method and I try to read for 24 hours across the month. So I'll be setting my timer and trying to read for 24 hours in the month of January. Other people will choose like a particular weekend and sit down and read for 24 hours or however much they can within that weekend. Other people might have different ways of doing it. Like you really can make it your own. And the only rules are that you do something with that 24 and 48, however you do it, you know, and that you read something and you do something cozy. So whatever feels cozy to you, a cozy activity like drinking your favorite coffee really, really mindfully, or putting together a puzzle with some friends, or going on a nature hike. You know, just taking that time to be super mindful of what you're doing and recharge. Those are the rules. So we're going to do our Cozy 48 in January for our winter 40. For our winter Cozy 48. That's it. That's what we're doing in January. That's what I'm doing in January. I'm sure there are readathons happening and I don't have any plans to participate in any readathons. I haven't done a lot of research into ones that might be going on. Again, just because I have no goals for the year, so I'm not going to push myself to do a bunch of readathons or anything like that. But if you are participating in a readathon, share in the comments down below so other people know about them and can join and participate as well. Tell me in the comments down below what is something that you're looking forward to in the month, bookish or non-bookish. And if you just want to leave me an emoji to let me know that you're here, go ahead and leave me a cup of coffee emoji for our Cozy 48 Readathon. And until next time, make sure that you continue to read good books, drink good coffee, take care of yourselves and each other. Bye!